Our top domestic story this hour, we ask, why is the U.S. military a hotbed for sexual assault? A study recently released by RAND Corporation uncovered a disturbing reality for men and women in the U.S. military, particularly those in the Navy. RAND surveyed more than 170,000 members of the U.S. Armed Forces in 2014, producing a list of so-called high-risk installations for each branch of the military. When it comes to the Navy, RAND found that 10% of women surveyed were assaulted on at least one, or rather at least one of those high-risk locations, and that 15% were assaulted at two. The Navy was the most dangerous branch of the Army for women. RAND found that in the Army, Fort Hood, Texas saw the most sexual violence in 2014, with 885 men and women claiming to have been assaulted that year. Norfolk Naval Base was the location most commonly named for naval assaults, with 248 reported. For Marines, Camp Lejeune saw the most assaults in 2014, with a tally of 514 compiled by RAND. The Air Force is by far the safest branch of the military when it comes to sexual assault, though Ramstein Air Base still saw 76 incidents in 2014, making it the Air Force installation with the highest rate of sexual violence. The Pentagon tried to delay the release of this study for months, however, responded to its publication by stating, quote, DoD requested this report in order to provide installation commanders with lead indicators, early warning signals to help prevent sexual misconduct. The results are a valuable first look at how the department can approach estimating sexual assault risk at installations. With the military in question, we go to Heath Phillips. He's a U.S. Navy veteran. And Heath, I understand you have a personal story regarding sexual assault in the Navy. If you could share that with viewers.
Yes, ma'am. I joined the Navy when I was 17. I'm an Army brat, but I did join the Navy. After boot camp in school, at my first duty station, I dealt with on and off of a 10-month period of starting out at 6 shipmates down to 3 shipmates being sexually assaulted, raped, sodomized, beaten for, like I said, a 10-month period. I did report all my incidences. Every time I reported, it was always my age factor. I was 17. They didn't believe me. I was a mama's boy. A lot of other choice words. I went UA, unauthorized absence, and met with a congressman who did a congressional investigation, who did find out that this really was a rampant issue on my ship. But instead of my ship being cleaned up, I was given a other than honorable discharge, which May of this year, the Navy finally admitted that this happened to me and gave me an honorable discharge. But I was one of 17 other victims on board of a ammunition ship called USS Butte AE-27. Granted, my time was in 1988 and 89, but it's still a very common thing that you still hear today.
Right, and that's very clear from this recent report. And of course, this is a very difficult thing to talk about. So I appreciate you coming and sharing that story with us. What, in your experience, was driving this culture of sexual violence at the Navy? Is it a top-down kind of hazing situation, or is it just, you know, having to do with the natural violent nature of the military?
For me, they tried stating it was hazing, but hazing generally only happens a few times. Mine happened 10 months. For me, my assaulters, it was more about power and domination and humiliation. I have many friends who are female that are also rape survivors from the military, and generally what you find, it is a humiliation. It is just to be dominant, to force yourself upon somebody. The screening process was really messed up for years on allowing these type of perpetrators in the military. The other issues that we have is the good old boys club,
right,
where it happens as a friend of yours, and so they don't get in trouble. It's a difficult topic to really analyze, to figure out exactly what makes these people do this.
And we only have a little bit of time left, so very briefly, if you could just say what you think the military could do to address this.
Well, they have the Sharp and SARC programs, which I speak for. I go to bases and I speak as often as possible. The downfall is they only do it once a year in April, Sexual Awareness Month. I think they need to bring more survivors like myself into the Pentagon and speak with all military personnel to explain what we've gone through. What better person than a survivor to understand how to stop this?
Right.
And to yet, I have not been able to have that happen.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and speaking with us and illuminating some of the numbers we found in this report, because it was truly shocking. Former U.S. Navy member Heath Phillips, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.